Hey, Joey Starr here. Welcome back to Star Quality Kitchen. Another episode where I'm trying out a couple of things that I bought from the Green Market in Monticello, also known as the Korean grocery store to the locals in Monticello. Today I'll be trying two things that I bought there. One is this. That's the, I'll try not to butcher the name here, Gochujang Pork Belly, which is a marinated pork belly in a sweet and spicy sauce. Just of note that this is the Korean barbecue style name brand. I've tried them before. So far, my mileage with them has been pretty good. What I like about it, besides the fact that they're known to have authentic Korean cuisine flavors, is that most of their stuff is about as natural as you can get in a frozen meal. For example, if I look at the ingredients here, it does have a lot of ingredients, but it does not require you to have a college education in order to be able to pronounce each and every ingredient that's in here. It's mostly things like the actual foods you're eating, like pork, and then you got chili pepper paste, and they even break it down and tell you what those things are. Cayenne pepper, ginger powder, that sort of thing. Point is, it's all stuff that you can read and you actually know what it is. It's not like some odd name where you read that and you're just like, okay, I need a scientific dictionary or journal to even know what that is, and then even if I find it, I still won't know why it's in there. It's not like that with the Korean barbecue style foods, from my experience. Of course, this alone isn't enough for a meal, tasty as it is. So to accompany that, I'm gonna break open this package of Buldak spicy stir-fry ramen that I bought from the same place, and I can tell you that this is a somewhat popular name brand for Korean ramen, at least in the area that I'm aware of. And of course, in true commercial Korean style, they have a special character associated with the brand. In this case, it's Hochi. Hochi is a Buldak trade character. It says right on there, Buldak trade character, just in case you're thinking about copying them. I want you to know that they got it covered, so leave the character alone. So according to the inner clock inside my tummy, it's food o'clock. Let's get started here. So according to the cooking instructions, I have two choices. I could make it in the old oven, or I can microwave it. And because I'm a little bit old school, because I want to provide myself with the best possible experience to give Korean barbecue style the respect that they need and the chance that they deserve, I'm going to make it in the oven. It really is not going to take that much longer. If I was making a microwave, apparently it's like 4 to 5 minutes. In the oven here, if you already have it preheated, which I do, it's between 8 and 10 minutes. Not a big difference in the amount of time that's going to take to make it, but I would venture to say it's probably a pretty big amount in how flavorful and how well quality the experience is going to be. So, shortest route, usually not the best route when it comes to food. For the instructions there, keep frozen until ready to use. Yeah, it's frozen. Preheat the oven to 375. I have done so. Open the tray cover and empty the tray into an oven-safe pan. I just happen to put aside my oven-safe pan right here that I'm going to use. It's actually my favorite oven-safe pan. Let's pull the sucker out. That's pretty attractive. And look at that. So you have your plastic tray, and I like how the plastic is kind of shrink wrapped onto the pork there, so that it takes on the shape. You can see that it's real pork and that it was probably cooked and properly flash frozen. So I appreciate this. So I'm just going to open this bad boy up, which is pretty easy. Just grab a corner, yank it. I can tell you right now, it's frozen. It already smells great. Oh yeah, it smells nice. That's just going to have a really nice umami flavor. I can smell a little bit of the spices, not overbearing. Yeah, I'm actually starting to salivate already, and this thing's still frozen. So, dump it into my pan. I happen to have a little bit of the spicy stuff kind of stuck in there, so I'm going to take a moment with my cooking spoon. I'm just going to scrape that out of the tray and into this oven pan with the rest of it, because based on how that smells, I don't want to waste any of this sauce. This smells so good. Also wanted to point out, on the box there's a little spice meter, with 0 being the lowest amount of spice, no spice, to 3 being the spiciest that they have. This is at a level 2 out of 3, so I expect it to be spicy. If it was an American cuisine, no offense to America, I love America, I'm American. But on the American scale, if it was 2 out of 3, I would think, yeah, you know, probably a little better than mild. But 2 out of 3 on a Korean cuisine, there's probably gonna be a significant amount of spice, which I'm looking forward to. Next, they tell me to cover the pan with foil. And this is cute. I love how their English isn't quite right, but you can still kind of get what it says. It says cover pan with foil, placed pan, and cooked for 8 to 10 minutes, or until the product is cooked to an internal temperature, 165 degrees Fahrenheit, measured. It also puts in here with a little black label here. It says, it is hot. I understand the caution that they give. In our age of lawsuit and apparent ignorance, they have to protect themselves, but quite honestly, You put anything in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes at 400 degrees. If you need to be told it's gonna come out hot, but you might burn yourself, maybe that's a lesson you need to learn the hard way. Put this in the oven. My ghetto oven, it probably needs the full 10. So while we're waiting the 8 to 10 minutes for that, let's start making our ramen. Put noodles into, I love reading this stuff, not to make fun of them, I just think it's cute. Put noodles into the 20 ounce, 600 milliliters of boiling water and cook for 5 minutes. 20 ounces, of course I have my measuring cup here. 20 ounces is approximately, it's a smidge more than 2.5 cups. All right, fair enough. We go about 2.5 cups. Pour that in here. I'm gonna open the package of ramen so we can look at it before we have to toss her in there. So what's in the package? Got some flavors, flakes here. Little, you see individual flakes of stuff. And for those who know not that much about ramen, particularly ramen that comes from an Asian country, unlike American. So the American ramen, which arguably is not even really ramen, generally you get your noodles, you get one flavor packet, and of course you boil a certain amount of water, which you won't know about later. Typically with Asian cuisine, particularly really good Asian packaged products like the Korean ramen and ramen from Japan, you're gonna get a separate package for your flavor flakes. And then you're gonna have a package for liquid sauce like you have here. This is probably where most of the heat's gonna come from. And of course, there's the actual ramen, which looks like just any old package of ramen. Smells like any old package of dry ramen. So I'm just gonna slip that back into here and we'll wait for this water to boil. Water's boiling now. It's time to add the ramen noodles to my pot of boiling water. Put that in there, and according to instructions, I need to cook that for 5 minutes. Oh, looks like our pork belly's ready. Grab that. All right, let's see what the pork belly looks like here. There's our pork belly, looking good, smelling good. There's a nice glistening on the meat there. You can see some good amounts of meat, good amounts of fat, looking mighty tasty there. I can't wait to try it. Ramen's done cooking now. According to instructions, please remove the water and leave about 8 tablespoons, I'm paraphrasing now. Leave about 8 tablespoons of water, which for the rest of us is about half a cup of water. What I used to do is I would measure it out, right? 4 ounces is half a cup. Measure out 4 ounces of the water off to the side. This way I know what's left in here is exactly the amount of water it's supposed to be. And then I just strain the rest. Put that 8 tablespoons of water back in there. Dump the noodles back in there. Then it says to add the liquid packet here. Dump that in there. Kind of looks like dark blood that came out of that skull when Mona Ram was inducing mind control over Indiana Jones and Short Round. Remember that stuff? Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And it says, put liquid sauce in the noodles, which just says stir fry for 30 seconds. Just kind of stir fry it. I'm just kind of tapping the middle and just kind of swaying the spoon back and forth. You're not really stirring it in a circle. You're just kind of patting it back and forth. You're basically pushing the noodles apart and pushing the liquid in between the noodles. And I like the nice dark sauce we have here, which you'll see shortly. The aroma is really good. And now, it's been 30 seconds. I'm gonna pull this from here. And final instruction, add flakes, stir well, and serve. So I'm gonna add some friends that never call you back or respond to your texts or show up on time to events. Flakes, oh, wrong, different kind of flakes. Now I am gonna stir, so I'm gonna mix it around in a circular motion. Just kind of stir it and make sure that the contents of the flakes are more or less evenly distributed throughout the ramen. I can tell you right now, this smells amazing. It also smells really spicy too. Not that I had a stuffy nose, but whatever was in my sinuses, if anything, was cleared. If I didn't have anything there, well, it's been cleared even further. Perhaps my sinuses will disappear after this exercise. This is great umami aroma. Yeah, if you have allergies or a cold, this is gonna help you out. Ramen's all done. Traditionally, this kind of ramen is not a soup. It's just pretty much noodles. I mean, you can kind of see here a little bit of water where it's left behind for the recipe is soaked up into the noodles along with the flavors that were brought in by the package of liquid sauce and flakes. I'm going to transfer this to a bowl and I'm going to start my meal. So lunch is served. Take a look at this pork belly. Nice plate full. Smells so good, looks beautiful, so much glistening. If it were any shinier, I'd be able to see my reflection there. Ramen noodles look nice and good. You can see the consistency of the noodles, kind of bouncy, I like it. About a good al dente. One thing I appreciate about the instructions for the Korean ramen is that because it's not sitting in 20 ounces of water at the end, because they basically make a sauce rather than a soup, the noodles don't get soggy. But you can see here that every part of the noodles is covered with this sauce. That's going to be really good to try, but I want to start with pork belly because I've had lots of Buldak ramen. I know what's good. I know what to expect from them, but I don't have a lot of mileage with Korean barbecue company, and I love pork belly. So let's take a piece just as is. Nice chew, tender. As promised in the box, the sauce is sweet with a little bit of spice. So let me take another bite here. That was a really good bite. You got a nice bite of fat, a little bit of meat. Previous bite was more meat than fat. You get a piece here that's kind of half and half. Kind of looks like a bacon slice, actually. You know, each piece that I try tastes better than the previous, and the more you chew, the more flavor comes out of the meat, and it's very well marinated. That's really good. Very flavorful. You know, the spice amount, it's good. I feel like if they did make it a little spicier, then it might retract from the flavor a little bit. So I'm actually pleased with the amount of heat. And you know what? There is an afterburn, not terrible, but I feel it on my lips. So before I try the ramen, I take a sip of my matcha green tea with mint. That's a good palate cleanser. It's one of my favorite teas. Now, it's been sitting for a couple minutes, but because there was just enough water to make sauce rather than soup, noodles aren't soggy at all. I mean, I'm picking them up with the chopsticks. I can feel how bouncy they are. There's still plenty of steam coming out of here. The aroma from the sauce, without even tasting it, I can tell you this is gonna be spicy. I can smell it. Let's get a taste here. Definitely spicier than the pork belly. Definitely about as spicy as they lead you to believe on the package. Yeah, definitely need a sip of my beverage to continue. Yeah. Wow, okay. Okay. As usual, Buldak does not disappoint. I haven't had a lot of Buldak products. I think I only have one or two. I've had their curry ramen. They tell you it's spicy, but they don't advertise it as, hey, this is a spicy flavor. They're just like, here's our curry flavor. Their curry flavor is kind of spicy. This is even spicier yet. And even though I took a little swig of my tea, I'm getting a good afterburn on my tongue, behind the lip here, and even a little bit towards the back of my throat. Not a complaint. I like spicy stuff, believe me. So if you're into spicy foods and you like it hot, you're gonna enjoy this for sure. If burn your mouth spice is not in your wheelhouse, you're probably going to be very uncomfortable with this. It's definitely spicy. I'm somewhere in the middle. I really like spice. However, for me, the flavor is more important than the heat. But it's okay if they overlap one direction or another by a little bit. So again, I'm going to have to take another bite of this here. Nice tender noodle. Good bounce. Because it's been sitting a little longer than I should have before I started to eat it, it's starting to lose a little bit of that al dente, but still really good. Flavorful. Noodles really capture that flavor and that spice really well. I mean, I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but if you're looking, these noodles, they're kind of flat-ish, which I think kind of lends to them grabbing the sauce better. 1 second. Oh, ooh. That is spicy. Yeah, it's making me cough. My nose is a bit runny. I already drank half my tea here. Not for the meat. What else can I say? I mean, I have some delicious pork belly. I'm gonna take another bite here. From a flavor perspective, this is definitely the star of the show today. A little bit of a kick. You don't have to be a spice lover to survive this. If you want to start becoming a spicy person, this is a good spot to start because it's maybe mild plus. This is definitely a bit more advanced. But very tasty though. It is really spicy. I am gonna finish it and I'll probably regret it afterwards, but tasty, enjoyable, clears your sinuses. Buldak does it again. So that's really it. I'm still hungry. I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna need some time alone with this so I can take care of it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and stalk. See you next time. Laters.